Hello there, this is Teacher Wayne, and unfortunately, this is my last video for my zombie sort of shoot 'em up series. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed what I've taught you. I hope you've enjoyed all the sort of aspects of the game. Today, I'm going to work on just basically just some tidy up sort of stuff. I'm going to be looking at I'm going to add some sound. We're going to just tidy up the gun animation shooting. We're going to do reloading mechanics properly, and we're also going to have some gun sort of like you can have extra clips. We're going to do this. This is actually my second attempt. First attempt I did, it didn't record very well, so I'm sort of doing a shorter second video. And I'll try to show you some of the problems I discovered in my first attempt at doing this that I didn't I recorded that looks naff. So anyway, I might do a blooper video because it was a bit of a blooper my first attempt. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this and I'm going to get into it. Let's reshape my face first of all and move my face over there. Alright, so let's press play. So the video we had running, we have a zombie, he reacts to us, we can shoot him. Now let me go through the mechanics of it. First of all, let's talk about the animation issues. If I go to the animation, not the zombie bit of the actual pistol, first thing we want to do is tidy up the shooting. So let me explain the mechanics of it and explain what we see on screen. Now, I make it better, but this is not an improvement. First issue we have, is a fairly obvious one, is this pistol here. I imported, I showed in a previous video, I actually imported that pistol, pre-created. And the animation sequence in it is already made and used as is. So it's not, there's a limitation on what we can do with what we're given. So I'm trying to work with what we've got. So issues we've got, let's just talk about it. The mechanical issue, if you pressing that mouse and clicking it rapidly, you're going to be clicking faster than the gun animation process. And we need to reduce that. So let's talk about that first of all. So when we click the button, what we want to do, the pistol goes from its idle state to its fire state and back again. And it goes along these paths here. So this here goes from the idle state to there on this path. And what we want to do is, first of all, we want to fix it, give it a fixed duration. I've set it to 0.2. So it goes from the idle state to the fire state, and it takes 0.2 of a second to complete an animation sequence moving from idle to fire. 0.2 of a second. Then, when it gets the thing, it needs to return, and then we look here, and it goes to 0.8 as a fixed duration of 0.2. So it's about 0.2 plus 0.2. It's about 0.4 return and back. That's an important thing. So we are fasting, clicking that mouse button, click of them 0.4 seconds. If we're clicking it more than 0.4 seconds, and to be honest, you can click about 10 times a second easily. So you're clicking an average rate of 0.1. So you're clicking twice as fast as what the animation sequence can deal with, or we can program. It's a very important point that I've just made there. So you can't expect the gun animation to work as fast as you click, so you need to click less frequently. Now that's the physical mechanics in the animation sequence, but if we look at the actual code itself, I'm going to go to the player, I want to show you, the gun animation here. Another thing is I've changed this timer to 0.5. Remember, I could technically make that 0.4, I just want to give a bit of a breather. So that means we can fire twice a second, which is about, you can probably click about 10 times a second. It's an important factor, that. So it's never going to be as fast as you're clicking. That takes 0.2 of a second. That takes 0.2 of a second. So I've averaged out to 0.5. First point. So it's important to sort of, first thing you want to do is you want to click on here and you want to go as end time, leave that one as it is and set that one to about 0.2. Then they both add up to about 0.4 and you're fine. I think by default that's unticked or that's unticked. So just make sure you tick them. That's one simple little step you can do. Not saying it's going to make it perfect. I'm just going to say it's going to improve it. Another thing you want to change is this value here to 0.5. It was 1, change it to 0.5. That will improve the overall animation sequence. The first step 1, animation sequence. So animation sequence done, well, improved. Second thing is we want you to be able to reload manually, not reload when it runs out of clip. The coding, I've changed the coding now. If I go to play, I want to show you some changes I've made. I've made quite a few changes, which I'm going to go through with you. Right, so this is the new bit of code I've added. Before we had if ammo, we had a bit in here about if the ammo was equal to 0, then so it did it like an auto change. We don't want to do an auto change, we want to do a manual change. And what I've done is if you press the R button and you've got the clips to do it, then it runs the reload animation sequence, reduces the clips, sets the new clips to 10, and importantly shows the change on the HUD so that the ammos go down, the clips go down. It's an important part, this. Don't miss that off, or else you never get an update on the screen. So let me just show you that as a quick clip. I've done two things really quickly there. So I'm going to shoot at the ground. You can hear this, might be able to hear the sound. I've added the sound, I'll go for that in a minute. But if I press R, it goes to 10. Now it didn't do the animation sequence. Annoying. It should have done. Try again. Like I said, it's not perfect, this. Yeah, just got some of the animation. There you go. There's the animation sequence. That's what I want. And it uses the clip up. It's not perfect. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know why. I might investigate it for another video. But basically, I've just done two things there. One is I've tried to improve the animation sequence for firing. It's not perfect. It's a bit better. Two is we want a manual reload. Now, those two are fairly simple little bits. By the way, there, I'll show you again the code there for reloading. I've added that. I've also removed bits from here as well. You will spot a difference in this bit as well. I'll leave that on screen so you can see that and you meditate on that. So, two steps. One is of the animation sequence. I've tried to smooth that out. It's not perfect yet. Another bit is we want a manual reload process, which I've done there. Awesome. Third step is we want to add more clips. So what I've done, if you look at your asset pack here, you will see I've got an ammo crate here. And you can literally just drag it to the scene. It's quite small. But what we want to do is, first of all, we want to make it bigger. It's quite nice. Not perfect. Let's just press play. It's a good idea to look what things look like in game. So yeah, it's quite reasonable. It's not going to do anything at the moment. So what we want to do is we want to for the ammo crate, what we want to do is we want to add a component. As I was saying, we have our clip here. We've made it a bit bigger. bigger. One thing we want to do is we want the player to respond with it. So what we need to do is add a box collider. And you're going to have to scale it accordingly. I think it's 0.2 probably. 0.2 and let's try 0.3. Get right down there. Moving the entire ammo crate though, I don't want to do that. Ooh. I want the actual, oh, I want that to be 2 by 2 by 2. I want the actual box collider to be smaller. By 0.2 by 0.2 by 0.3. There we go. It's triggered. We want to move its location to something sensible. You kind of see quite fiddly. Eventually you get in the right place. You get exactly where you want it, and eventually I'm going to delete that. It sounds a bit bizarre, but because I've already created it in a prefab and I'll drag my box across, there you go. Eventually you'll get it to what you want. Now the next thing we want to do is, once you've got your ammo crate done, is I've created it as a prefab, which I've some jumped ahead instead, but we're going to add some script to it. Now let's go through my script, shall we? And first of all, create ammo. I've created a new script. I've called it create ammo. Now I'm going to explain this code to you. It says void on trigger enter collider other here. So that says if the on trigger is triggered within the object, so click on the ammo crate, we've got a, can you see this says in triggered, in the collider is triggered, and I've got to make sure that's ticked. So because that's ticked there, then this section will all run because the tick is on. Then it says we're looking for, can you see it says other, we're looking for a game tag of player. So in other words, if the player, so we need to make sure our player is tagged as player. So if the player enters this box here, the ammo crate, then this bit happens. So what we do is we run a function within player called add clip, and then it destroys itself. It destroys the clip, it's the box itself. So in the player code, we need to add a function called add clip. So we add this function here called add clip. All this function does, called add clip, is it increases the clip by 1 and it displays the resulting change on the HUD. So let me press play and show you that. I've done that really quickly. But is it not working? I'm shooting some bullets off first. Now if I move here, can you see the clips has gone to 2. Now I'm going to press R to reload, and it didn't do the animation. I'm not too worried about that. I'm trying to troubleshoot that at this particular video point. but it has increased the ammo to 10 and the clips to 1. I've got no idea why it's not running the animation sequence. That baffles me. We'll have to come back to that later. But anyway, the mechanics works, and that's the important bit. So we've got some clips working, we've got that working. Player is working. Okay. Catching up now. Sometimes it just lags out. It's a bit lagged out, that has. Now the third thing we want to do is we want to look at sounds and auditory aspects. So third thing is auditory. You already been, I think some of you may have heard it. There's my headphones here. I'll press play, show you what we want. One thing we do want is background music. But what we also want, that's no sound because I've disabled it, because it's saved now. Battery. What we want to do is get the sound working. So on the player, what we want to do is we add, I'm going to remove this and do it all again and show you this. So what we do is you go to the player, you click add component, you tap in audio source, and then we want to find some sound effects for a shooting gun. So I've created a folder called audio. In there I've got a single shot gun, and I'm going to put that, click on again, sorry, I'm going to grab that to audio source there, output. Make sure that player awake's off and make sure the loop's off. And what we do is get audio source and we drag it up to there. Now I'll show you that there's a bit in that I've missed with this for the code for the script here. So I've actually done something preemptively. Let me go to my code for my player. First of all, we need a link to the audio source there. So I've created a link to the shotgun there. The second thing I want to do is here, add this. So if it's playing, it doesn't play the sound, and that just plays the sound effects. So I've added these 3 lines here. Save it to shoot the gun. The second thing I want to do is you've got to do that to link it. So if I press minimize here, this, when you do that, that'll appear there, and then you just drag that and put it there. So I'll do it the wrong way around. So press play. Okay, let's just get my headphones. You hear it a second. Right. I'm pressing fast and twice the second, so the animation sequence is not working. So there is your sound. Now, one thing I've not mentioned, I think there's an important aspect, is background music. That is a sound sort of effect. Now, for example, you can have the zombies, you can have this effect of a zombie making a noise. You can literally add an audio source to the zombie. If I had an audio source there, I could literally find a zombie source there, and I could get it to play on a way and play in a loop, and we would hear that zombie noise all the time. What you can do is you can make it .3D. So in other words, you can get it so I don't have one for the zombie, but you can make it so that if you move near it, it starts making a zombie noise. I'm going to remove that now. But one thing you want to do if you want background music for yourself is you can literally find a track, you click on audio source here, and you add some background music, you put it in here and you drag it to there, you put play and awake and loop, and it can act as a background music. The reason I'm not demoing this now is because that's the one way I can have copyright infringements. I don't want to, it's a you know, when you're creating YouTube, one of the things you're going to be aware about is using copyright free sources for music, and I don't really have one at this moment, so I'm not going to do that. I have used Ben's sound before, but even that I've had some videos blocked, so I'm not going to show it here just in case. But you play on wake and a loop, and you can have a nice background music. So let's press play and show you where we are all at. So I've got an ammo crate that works, picks up ammo. I have I'm shooting slower to get the animation working. Press R. Didn't work. I'm very annoyed. Why did not? For the reload. So shoot. Reload our animation sequence. Reload animation. Pistol animation. The animation there. Hang on a minute. Pistol animation to reload says idle is true. I'm going to change that so it's reload is true. No, not jump. Reload. Let's have a look. No, I do want that as idle is true. I want that as reload is true. Oh, and that as reload is true. We're just checking what's happening here. So hang on. So let me just do. That's what the animation looks like. Massive reload animation that is. Have a play. See if I can just have a quick play to try to get reload working. I don't like that not working. Got the gun working mainly. Nope. There you go. That's what it should look like. Not seeming to work every time. Let's just try again. Pick an ammo clip up. Reload. Yeah, that worked. So again, it always works some of the times. It doesn't work other times. I'm not exactly sure. I think I might do a look into that and do another series on animation sequences and have a look at that as a separate thing. But the mechanics work, and that's the important bit of this video as far as I can figure out. All right, so let me do a quick recap. We've got trying to show you animation sequences, got that slightly working better. The important bit though is ammo, clips, reload mechanics. So one thing I want to do is you can get your ammo crate here, and if you drag it, now you've got it set up. I've not added crate ammo script to it, by the way, and this box cloud is ticked. Just take a note of all this. If you add that to prefabs, I put it into prefabs now, I can have multiple ammo crates. I can have multiple zombies. I'm just going to quickly show you a load of zombies. Let's get some. Press play. So I've got loads of clips and a load of zombies. So let's pick a load of clips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clips. Brilliant. Now these zombies. Oh, I've not got many clips left now. Oh, I'm not going to survive them. Okay, I'm going to die. So anyway, hope you enjoy my video series. This is the last one, as I was saying. Please do me a favor and like and subscribe my videos. just wanted to tidy up this video series and give you sort of what I think about the just basically wanted to add the audio aspects. So we've got a sound effect for shooting, to have a sound effect for the player. You just, for like a music, you add a different audio source. Just doing a quick recap, and then you find some music you want, add it there, and you click play and await and loop, and that will be like a background music. You can add it to the zombies themselves to give them some effects. So that's the audio aspects. We also showed the audio aspects of shooting your gun. Another thing is that we've got an ammo aspect, so we can have additional clips by having them triggered and they vanish when they're used. I think I will release a lot of this code with this video so that you can follow this and have a go yourself. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. Please give me some feedback. Comments are very useful, help me grow my video series. I think I'm going to do some more basic stuff after this. So I hope you've enjoyed that. This is Teacher Wayne. I'm now ending my zombies video series. Thank you very much for liking. Please subscribe, and thank you and goodbye for now. Bye.